So let's talk Brooklyn, Con Ed, and Blackout. Okay. Now, as y'all know, I live in Queens now, and I work crazy hours. So if I must have got home. I was working really late that week. I wasn't getting home till like 1-2 o'clock in the morning. So I must have been at work while this happened, because I missed the whole thing. Okay. By the time I got home, power was restored. I had a little problem with my cable, but I didn't even think about it. So, you know me, but I'm always watching the news and, finding out what's going on. And I want you to take a look at the first video that had me really like, yo, let me look into what is going on, because I had remembered some things prior. But look at this video and we'll come back.
So now what we're hearing is that Con Edison purposely turned off the lights in this neighborhood to prevent a bigger outage. What do you guys think about that?
Why this neighborhood?
Oh, really? I didn't even know that. What do you think about that?
I'm upset. I'm not quite sure what it is they're trying to accomplish. I mean, so we're supposed to suffer while we are the lesser of the people? I don't understand. I'm trying to understand this because, first of all, like I said, we're not safe. We are hot because of all the days you decide that you want to preserve something. We're out here, it's sweltering. There's no AC, there's no fan. There's no stores where we could go to and say, okay, let's go and get some ice or something so that we could rescue ourselves. There's nothing here. So exactly what are they trying to accomplish? We have to suffer? For what?
Thank you so much, Colleen. I really appreciate it.
Now, what I had remembered when I heard about this, I was like, wasn't there a blackout a couple of weeks ago in the city? Watch that and we'll come back.
As Con Ed tries to calm concerns about its power grid, Mayor de Blasio is trying to calm critics who say he should have been in the city during the blackout. The mayor was campaigning in Iowa when the power went out, and he didn't make it back to the city until more than 12 hours after the lights came back on. New York One's Lindsay Tuckman is in Columbus Circle this morning. So, Lindsay, how are people responding to all of this? It may have been over the weekend, but the story still continues today.
Shannon, this was a concern raised when de Blasio first announced his candidacy for president. What if crisis struck and he wasn't here to fulfill his mayoral duties? Well, some people here today say that happened this weekend. De Blasio was in Iowa campaigning for the Democratic presidential nomination when the blackout happened, and he did not commit right away to returning to the city. Others, like City Council Speaker Corey Johnson and even Governor Cuomo, using it as a time to provide guidance. So here's the breakdown a bit. When the power went out at 6:47 p.m., de Blasio was in Waterloo, Iowa, about 1,000 miles away from here. He did phone in for interviews and advisement, saying he would adjust his schedule as more information rolled in. The mayor did eventually decide to return to the city, but being so far away, he was more than 4 hours driving distance from the nearest airport. He left Waterloo around 9 p.m. and drove to Chicago, where he spent the night, and then he made an appearance on CNN the next morning to discuss the blackout, then finally flew home and arrived around 12:30 yesterday. By the time de Blasio returned, though, the power was back on, but he had to utilize some of his time to defend himself, saying because of modern technology and reliable colleagues, he was able to govern from afar. Some people here today question that. Others have mixed opinions.
I was here for the 77 blackout, and that very quickly became a huge emergency that no one could really foresee. So it was unsettling to think that our leadership maybe wasn't in place right away.
If he's going to travel, you're not going to predict these things, so everyone has a right to travel. Not that I'm a fan of de Blasio at all, but, got to be fair.
Now, it's not clear when de Blasio's next campaign trip is scheduled for, but in the meantime, he is now in the city and calling for a full investigation into the blackout.
So it looks like de Blasio was in hot water from the blackout, the first blackout, which was early July. And then when the second one came, he sacrificed our neighborhoods for the ones that were upset about him being in Iowa for the first blackout. Interesting. So let's study de Blasio. De Blasio ran on the platform of ending stop and frisk, and we were on board with that. He promised, and he did complete that. But we talked about astrological relationships, and I want you to see that, and I think we pretty much have already figured this out, but let's break it down, that he ended stop and frisk because that was beneficial, because that directly affects his child. But I also want you to keep in mind how much resistance he receives. I mean, downright defiance from the NYPD. They turned their back on him and everything. So he did, face a lot of opposition, I guess within his own community, the political communities and things like that, his own opposition for ending stop and frisk. But that has been the end of his relationship with black people. Gentrification is in overdrive under him, and I don't believe that that's an accident. It's part of the reason why I really don't respect the democratic process anymore, because I don't see how it ever benefits black people. You know, it's like every time we get something, they turn around and slit our throats with it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we ended stop and frisk, but you allowing Palantanio or whatever his name is in Staten Island to like get off. This is all happening under you. Like, how many cops, how many, like, I don't, you know, I've often read your comments, you guys' comments, you know, y'all saying like, oh, you know, you should run, sis. No, I'm not into making deals with the devil. I don't want to sit down to dinner with the devil and talk about things and compromise and discuss things. That's not my personality, and I'm not really that's what I don't like about politics. Like, I don't ever want to be the person like, okay, oh well, to end stop and frisk, you gotta let Palantanio get off. So which one is it? You gotta choose. Okay, well, I choose stop and frisk. I would be terrible. Like, I can't live with those consequences, and people that can, I mean, you know, do what you gotta do. I can't live with that shit. I don't want to sit down and eat and negotiate with the devil. Can we overthrow the devil? All right, to wrap all of this up. Okay, so De Blasio is really trying to be taken seriously as a presidential candidate. The whole of New York wasn't about that. White, black, yellow, in between, everybody thought that was hilarious. We like, my dude, you can't even handle a snowstorm. Okay, hold on. You barely got those under wraps. You know what I'm saying? Every other snowstorm, you messing up. You know. So New Yorkers, we completely laughed at, you know, his ambitions to become the president of the United States. But I want you to look at this in an actually logical way. Okay, the object is the presidency, right? He used us, you know, stop and frisk. He used his son, all that kind of stuff to get to the object, which was the presidency, or which is the presidency. So now he's not being taken seriously. He went away and he messed up the blackout in the city. You know, this is his way to make deals with the devil. Okay, and be like, you know what, let me show you how much you guys care, you know, how much you guys mean to me. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna make sure, because he said he was gonna do a full investigation to what happened, right? So let's assume that he knows what happened the first time. So they know what happened the first time. So they're like, okay, so to keep this from happening a second time, take these houses out over here, take the black communities out. I mean, they're gonna vote for me anyway, because I stop and frisk. You know, I'm gonna go with them, or they're gonna roll with me, and they're not. So he's really trying to, you know, pander for that New York vote, which, dude, like I said, have a seat. Get them snowstorms together, okay?
And all of a sudden, everything blinked, and then it stopped, and then it blinked again, and everything went out.
The power had just come back on in this South Jamaica, Queens neighborhood after the heat wave left many in the dark. Then, last night's storm knocked the lights back out again.
But they need to fix their power grid.
Everything was restored by about 2 o'clock this morning. There are hundreds who live along Hawthorne Street near Nostrand Avenue in Crown Heights.
We need light. We need everything back right now. They have to do something for us.
This block was taken offline during the heat wave by Con Edison to prevent more damage from failing equipment. But neighbors say the utility has only so far restored low voltage and claimed the whole problem has been resolved. All the while, most apartments around here still aren't getting enough juice to properly run air conditioners or elevators.
The AC was just like, you know, when you blow that little thing, so you're not even feeling it.
Because of the low voltage.
Yes, even the refrigerator too is low voltage.
Wait, what I want everybody to understand that's not living in New York, I saw a tweet talking about how these are poor black neighborhoods. Hold up, okay? All right, hold up. These neighborhoods in Brooklyn and Queens you talking about got $500,000 homes. These are not poor neighborhoods. Now, we got some projects sprinkled in there, and we do have some low-income communities, but don't sit there and spread that butter all across those neighborhoods that they set for blackouts. Some of those have $1 million homes, $500,000 homes, and better, okay? $500,000 one-family dollar homes, okay? And better. Okay, and yes, these are communities that have a lot of black people in them. There are black people owning these homes. Black people that they want to push out so they can bring somebody else into these $500,000 and better dollar homes. So whoever wrote that tweet, Miss whatever your name is, get that straight. These are not all poor communities. These are middle class and upper middle class communities when these houses cost $500,000 and better.